this prep clip, we're going to talk about weather emergency preparedness in the summer months and what is involved in preparing, taking action during severe weather, and then what to do afterwards. In the summer months in Indiana, we want to be prepared for thunderstorms, heavy rain, flooding, and heat. Thunderstorms are often slow moving in the summer times, and therefore they can produce a lot of rain in a short amount of time in a very small area. That can lead to flooding, and devastating flooding at that. Heat is also a concern in the summertime. Heat indices can get up to 105, 110, even 115 degrees, and your body cannot cool itself in that kind of heat. Thunderstorms in the summertime often can bring severe winds and flooding. You might have heard of the term derecho, and derecho is a long line of thunderstorms that moves very fast and has damaging winds up to 100 to 110 miles per hour. 2020 saw a devastating derecho move across Iowa, Illinois, and Indiana, creating widespread damage on a very large scale. So when you hear severe thunderstorm warnings in the summertime, it's important to get to shelter and get to shelter fast. Don't ignore those warnings. Flooding from slow-moving thunderstorms in the summertime can occur when 6 to 8 to even 10 inches of rain falls over just a few hours. Local culverts, ditches, and streams just can't hold that amount of water, and the water rises rapidly and can overtake bridges, flood underpasses, and create all kinds of damage. So in the summertime, turn around, don't drown when you see high water. 30% chance of thunderstorms. Well, that means that thunderstorms in the summertime can pretty much develop on any afternoon. And when you hear that 30%, that means about 30% of the area might see a thunderstorm, or if that same day occurred, 3 out of 10 times you would see the thunderstorms develop. So it's still important to remember that even though it sounds like a small chance, it still can develop, and you still should prepare for thunderstorms, and especially severe thunderstorms. In the summertime, any thunderstorm can become severe or produce heavy rain and flooding. So always have a plan, always know where you're going to be, always know where to go to take shelter. Heat in the summertime can be terrible, especially in late June, July, and August. The temperature may reach the mid to upper 90s, even low 100s in a few cases. The heat indices can reach 110 to 120 degrees. That does not allow your body to cool sufficiently, so heat stroke or heat exhaustion can take over. So it's important to remember to have plenty of clear, cool water in the summertime, wear light-colored clothing, and stay indoors or in the shade as much as possible. So what's the difference between an excessive heat advisory and an excessive heat warning? Well, an advisory is issued when the heat index is going to be between 105 and 115 degrees. And that just means that you should take precautions when you're outside. If you overdo it or you don't drink enough liquids, then you may go into heat stress or heat exhaustion and have to be rushed to the hospital. A heat warning is issued when heat indices are expected to be 115 degrees or higher. In those cases, it only takes a few minutes outside to be overcome by the heat. Your body just cannot cool itself enough, so it's very dangerous conditions. So when the warning has been issued, you should avoid being outside in the sun at all costs. And if you have to be outside, you want to drink plenty of fluids and wear light-colored clothing during the day. You always want to have an emergency preparedness kit, but most people don't think about that in the summertime because the weather's often nice. But after severe thunderstorms move through, if the power goes out, it could be out for days depending on how many trees are on the power lines, and you never know when your power is going to come back. So it's best to have flashlights with plenty of batteries. It's best to have at least 3 days of clean, drinkable water, and have extra food that you don't have to cook or microwave or doesn't have to be refrigerated. Another tip in the summertime or anytime is to keep a cup of water frozen in your freezer with a coin on top. When the power goes out, if you're not at home and you come home to find the power out, if that coin has floated to the bottom and then refroze when the power comes back on, you'll know that the power was out and not to eat the food.